There we go.
Now when it go
There we
into
go. Now,
Like go live, and will instantly start sending your stream to all of your enabled channels. If you have any questions or comments,
that should be it. I don't know how we switch to that camera. We already live. It zooms in here. Right
How
there.
about brother say something on the camera? Maybe it automatically change it. No, have your partner say something.
Bro. Judah. Judah.
There it is, right there.
You want to run a commercial?
Nah, we hear everything. I hear him. Anything we need to get him?
Get them on the phone.
We need to have them where everybody else see him. I don't know what we're seeing right now
I'm not seeing anything on the.
on the screen.
I just saw you come in. I can see us talking,
On the
but it does say that we're live via Zoom though on the bottom.
Judah. Can you hear us? Maybe it's the audio settings in I don't know why I hit that. Give us a few moments here. We work through some kinks. Only thing I'm worried about is that damn video not watching. Judah.
You hear us?
Did you chat him?
Yeah.
Yo. You live, you see us, babe? Welcome to the show, everyone. Sorry about the technical difficulties. It's episode 7, Habari Live. We're working through some things. We're trying to get Judah Agbonkhina on here through Zoom before we could talk to him. So just give us a couple moments and we're going to get that interview going. But for the time being, let's talk about a little bit of news that's going on here. What we have, I think last night I watched the Celtics lose to Golden State. Curry had 30. I watched, what else we watched?
The Lakers got their ass beat.
Yeah, that
By
was a pretty
Milwaukee.
bad loss. It wasn't Milwaukee.
Was it? Was it Minnesota?
Yeah, there you go. Close.
They might as well be the same.
No, Minnesota's pretty good this year, man. I like their team, man. And with Patrick Beverly out there leading the way, I think it's they have a good team and they're looking good. They may make the 8th seed this year, you know what I mean? But Anthony Davis going down with a knee injury. It's not looking good. MRI should be coming in a couple of days. Hopefully he doesn't have any structural damage or anything serious going on with the knee. But regardless of him being in or out, not looking good for the Lakers. I can hear him. Judah.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing there?
I'm all right. How y'all doing?
Man, we're doing great, man. Welcome to the show. We're sorry about the technical difficulties. This is our first Zoom meeting, so you know we had to work out all the kinks and everything. But welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me, yo.
No, we appreciate it, man. You're a great person in the community. We read up about you and wanted to get you on the show because we like to talk to people who make a difference in the community. And I know in Dallas out there, you're doing a lot of good things for the community and making changes for people. We want to make sure we introduce you well. So I want to make sure the people know that that you're an actor. You have you have a role. You're playing Ricky in the movie Heavy.
Yes, sir.
We can be seen on Roku, right?
Yes, sir. Roku, Voodoo, Amazon Prime, Tubi. You know, we streaming.
Yeah, most definitely, man. That is big. That's huge. That's huge. And you also run a charity, right? You run some homeless events to help the homeless, right?
Right. We help coordinate with other organizations to do that. So what we do, our organization is Suits for Judah.
Mhm.
And so we have many different suits in the community that we do. We help out with, you know, like you said, homeless events, but all sorts of events, anything that people have going on that they may need some help with, some extra hands, and especially exposure. That's our key thing.
All right. So you're pretty much the man that lets people put the eyes on what's going on and get the people on location, coordinating everything and getting everything together.
Yes, sir. I'll let the public know what's going on.
And with the Suits for Judah, you're giving suits for people that can get jobs and get just get them in a better situation to help themselves out. You know, what was that? What did you come up with that for?
Well, that concept, it did start off exactly like that. We wanted to try to get suits to the people in the neighborhood and, you know, so that they could get better jobs and everything like that. But what we quickly found out was that that was not only unsustainable, but it was also non-effective. Putting a suit on a person and then leaving them in the same neighborhood does not bring a job to that neighborhood.
That's real.
So, yeah, so what we had to do is change the suits from physical suits to mental suits, you know what I'm saying? And so our different suits are mentorship, exposure, entrepreneurship, and empowerment.
Wow.
And so that's what we do now. Now what we do is we connect communities. We go to communities that don't have jobs and we connect them with communities that do have jobs.
Here we go. That's huge, brother. And that's what we need in all the communities across the nation, man. And that's why we want to talk to people like you because you're a leader and you're making a difference out there. And that's an excellent idea because, you know, we all think that life is just solved with one step or one suit or one door open. It takes many. It takes many. It takes many situations. It takes building. It's not going to change in one day. We all got to keep it moving. So I know you also do the Word on the Street podcast also, right?
Yes, sir. Word on the Street with Judah. That is, like I said, we bring exposure to the communities. We go out, we find good things that are going on in the community, and we try to expose people to them. We noticed that there was a gap in the news, in the coverage in our communities. We were steady seeing, you know, dead Black men, but we weren't seeing the Black men who were alive and well and showing and doing good things and great things.
That's real.
They keep showing us hurting on TV, but they don't show us loving on TV. So we had to go out there and go find that.
That's real. You got to change the narrative, man.
Definitely.
Exactly.
You got to change the narrative. And we over here at Habari Live, man, that's what we live for, is to change the narrative.
That is dope. I really appreciate y'all, for real.
Yeah, man. Because we want to see Black men and excel, you know, and we want to see us doing things like what you're doing, making a difference and not out here shooting them up, bang and bang. Let's give light to the people who are doing good things and stop focusing on all the bad things. And that's what that's our main cause over here.
Definitely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Give a shout out to David Burns, because he's the one that gave me you guys his contact information to be able to even do the interview.
That's real.
Today.
David is a huge fan, and we love David over here. He's been with us since Daniel and Tita podcast. I don't know if you know David, but
yes,
he's a huge fan of and does a lot. You know what I mean? And we appreciate him for the connections and getting people together, you know, man, because that's what it's all about out here.
Yes, it is. Big shout out to David, man. Big love, man. He calls me off, and he's a dope dude.
Yeah, man.
Him and his wife. What's up, Steph?
Yeah,
Definitely, both of them.
definitely.
They're both big, heavy supporters.
Definitely. And
Right.
from Dallas to Phoenix, you know, we making a connection, you know what I'm saying? And we've been doing it for a couple years now, and we're gonna keep it going, man. And I'm gonna learn more about Dallas, and I love everything I learned. I'm learning more about the city, and I love everything I'm learning. I see that you also produce playwrights, right?
We produce well, actually what we produce is documentaries. I'm helping produce a play right now. This is my first time actually. Yeah, so I'm usually on stage. So this is my first time behind the stage, and I'm helping produce a play called an Oak Cliff Carol. It's playing right now at the Urban Arts Center. So, you know, if you're in Dallas or y'all coming to Dallas, go check it out. It'll be playing until November 24th. But what we actually produce are mini documentaries. Word on the Street with Judah partners with other community leaders who have important messages to get out, and we actually help produce those documentaries. Our first one was the most revolutionary documentary ever, and it is featuring, that's the title of it. It's featuring the chairman Fred Hampton Jr. and his mother Akui Najiri. And the documentary is about, we are at Fred Hampton's, the Fred Hampton, Chairman Fred Hampton, rest his soul. We're at his gravesite, and Chairman Jr. is placing a covering over the gravesite because supremacists have been coming out and shooting up the gravesite. So, you know, you guys check that out, Word on the Street with Judah, on our YouTube page. The movie is free. Click on it, look at it, get the education, spread the knowledge.
Definitely.
Man, that's dope, man. And Hampton was an excellent man, well-spoken leader,
well-versed,
a very intelligent leader. And I'm gonna ask you a question. How did you feel about the movie that they just did on that? How did you feel about it? You think it was well played, or?
I felt like the movie showed elements that we haven't seen before, and I loved it.
It is true.
One of the main elements that the movie showed was that organization did not just come from professionals and professional-minded people. Organization also came from the streets. You know, street gangs were involved in the organizing of this movement, and that's one of the things that we're missing right now in the movement, is getting those guys who are out there lost in the streets, you know, and changing their perspective. Look, you know, we could give you something to die for, brother.
Yeah, that's 100%. And you know, that's the difference between now and then. I mean, there were leaders who were able to talk to the gang members and get them to cross over to the same things that the leaders are trying to do in the neighborhood, and see the good in the things that's trying to change the community instead of focusing on just doing bad all the time.
Exactly.
I do believe that there can be people that do it. You know, people like you are a good example of the people that we need to have out here. Now, before we get too late, I'm going to ask one last question. Before we play our game here, I wanted to ask you, what led to you to getting into film and your charity? What's a little bit about your backstory, and what led you to what you're doing now for the community?
Okay, thank you for asking. I've actually been acting since I was 3. Wow. Yeah, my mom had me doing, you know, acting in church early. She wanted to recreate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s speeches. I have a dream, and I've been to the mountaintop. And so I actually learned, I've been to the mountaintop at 3, and I was performing those in speeches around churches in Dallas. And then it went on from there. I went to all the art schools here in Dallas, literally, you know, any school that had theater in it, I was there, including Booker T. Washington High School for the Performing and Visual Arts. I didn't graduate from there, but I went there, you know what I'm talking about? I got a great education, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You learn what you need to learn.
What I need to learn, right. So that's where my acting background comes from. You know, my entire childhood was spent acting. The way I got involved into activism is that, unfortunately, at some point, you know, in my childhood, I got involved in the streets also. And so I was deep and I was heavy in the streets. And at 17, I was in and out of jail until I was 23. And at 23, I was actually headed to the penitentiary.
Wow.
And yeah, I had a lawyer, man, who my mom put all her money together and got me this lawyer who was a traffic lawyer. And he wasn't even supposed to be taking my case, but the fact that he had a degree, he could. But he was a traffic lawyer, and he came in and he basically argued to the judge that it was environment and not the person. He was saying that my environment was detrimental to me. And so he advocated for me to go to the military. I ended up going to the military. The judge agreed. She allowed me to go to the military. I served 4 years in the United States Army. I was a water treatment specialist. And so I got to see a different environment. I got to do a lot of different things, and I got to experience some different things. So when I came back home to my community, I realized, because I was one of the biggest troublemakers I knew. And
Wow.
so I knew that if I could escape the snags of prison, that I could help other people do it. And so I started doing research, put together Suits for Judah. I wanted to try to help people get jobs and stuff. But like I said, we found out that that was not as easy as we thought. So we started looking for other ways to affect the community. And one of the main things to do, you have to do reconnaissance. You have to figure out what the community is missing and what is lacking, and, you know, where the root of the problem is. One of the things we found out in Dallas is that there are 3 counties in Dallas: Oak Cliff, Pleasant Grove, and South Dallas. All 3 of them are underdeveloped neighborhoods. But that's just Dallas alone. That's one city in Texas, right? That one city produces 1 in 6 of every Texas prisoner. So Dallas alone produces 1 in 6 of every Texas prisoner. And Texas has the most prisons in the United States.
That's ridiculous.
Yes. And so that was the root of our problem. When we figured out what the root of our problem was, is the fact that our young men are not here. It's not, you know, they're in prison, they're gone. And so that's where we realized we had to start at the root before they can even get to a suit, before they can even worry about a job. We need to find them in the streets and get them out the streets.
That's powerful, man.
Definitely.
And
Thank
that's
you.
exactly what we need to do. And we're gonna keep an eye on everything you're doing, Judah. We love that you came on. I'm gonna pass it to Aisha real fast here, because we're kind of short on time, and we're gonna play the game here of intelligence. We call it the final exam. So we're gonna
All right.
we want to see what you do here on the game here. It'll be 1 second.
All right.
It should be titled. It should be in the drive. Yeah. In the email.
Just be 1 more second.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all. Appreciate y'all having me on again.
I'm gonna be real. I've been trying to find that feature since yeah. Yeah, it's not like it's appearing in the video. And I think it's because Zoom is now our source. So I would play those videos through Zoom, which
I'll resend it.
Dopeness.
Okay. All right, Judah.
All right.
So in the final exam, as we like to call it, you're going to get approximately 30 seconds to answer each question. It is not multiple choice.
Okay.
If you get 3 out of 5 correct, we will donate to a charity of your choice.
All right. Cool.
Okay. Question number 1. What popular Mexican food chain was purchased by Denny's in 1983?
I'm gonna go with El Phoenix.
Loco?
Oh yeah, I would have never got that. I like their chicken too. Shout out to them.
Next question. Other than water, what is the most consumed beverage?
Alcohol.
No.
Oh wow.
Tea.
Is it coffee?
Tea.
It's coffee.
T.
Tea.
Okay.
T it is.
The British got us. I can't,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, they
Hey.
drinking it.
you mean in the world, not America. Let me get it out of my head.
Right. Next question. How many films did Sean Connery play in James Bond?
Let's go with. I'm gonna go with 6.
You were close. The answer is 7.
7. Okay, all right, cool.
He came back for that one. Yeah,
He
they,
showed it. Oh, that's a cheat, man. Come on, y'all got to get.
All right. Which animal can be seen on the Porsche logo?
All right, that one is it's a horse.
You are correct. It is.
All right. Woo.
All right. Last question. Which show is the highest grossing production on Broadway ever?
Hamilton.
You are incorrect.
Lies. What is
I want to
it?
guess. I'm guessing
Cats.
Cats.
You both wrong.
What?
Wow.
It is Lion King.
What?
What?
I would have
Really?
never guessed that, man.
I would have never guessed that either. Are they even still showing that one?
I guess so. It must be huge, man. It beat
I
Cats.
can dig it. I can dig it. I can dig it. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give me another chance on another day.
Yeah, definitely will, man. We have to get you back on here, Judah. We really appreciate you coming through, man. And we'll talk to you really soon. And tell everybody where to catch you and your websites and everything, and the best place to follow you.
All right, man. Y'all catch me, of course, on Word on the Street with Judah. You catch that on, on Facebook, YouTube. That's Word on the. It's not THE. It's DA. Street with Judah. And also you can catch me on Heavy, right? You can see me on Washed, which is also showing on Amazon Prime. I have a couple more movies coming out in 2022. You guys catch that too. I'll let you know. Catch me on Suits for Judah, the Facebook page to follow our our nonprofit. It's SUITSFORJUDAH. And also, see me at Judah the Actor on Facebook. And that's it.
Well, we appreciate you, Judah, man. And hopefully everything goes great for you in the future. And we will definitely keep an eye on for you. And thanks for coming through, bro.
Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all having me. Straight up. Holla at Habari Live.
I have no idea. I'm be real with you, bro.
Right.
All right, y'all.
Fine.
Just go back to the other one. Yeah, in that and just go live on the other one.
Okay, yeah.